boy abaso na yasre nyame ahoden ni nimde e de ama no and say the Okoe-Boye one of the fine politicians you can find around. I mean, regardless of where you belong to. I've met Dr. Okoe-Boye on programs on a number of occasions, and you can vouch for his decency. And he, Mebo Nabaso, as a brother, na getting pabo atachi. And there may be inherent challenges with the system, but Mujidi can say. Ninim de ani de ono ankasa wono betumi de aboa ma adwuma no atimi aye kama na aboa Ghana fo nyina. That's how come I joined him in singing because I felt say and senior nyina bia e be hu for some time no he's been pushing for some of these things by virtue of the fact that he may have served his party in ways that he himself and others made him fit. And to that extent, you know, now or you're deserving of a position like this. And who be here say you know be born abaso na Nyankopon agene tata na adwuma na bibia timi aye kama. And dog congratulations. Nyankopon on church wa shame na adwuma no enkoso na bibia enye kama.
Fantastic, Ambrose. Yeah, that's it. Doc, the Ghanaian people are expectant for obvious reasons. National Health Insurance Authority means a lot. I'm for emotional attachment to the scheme. And the authority now run this scheme, no? Now you're going to head that authority. Meaning, say, some working knowledge of how the authority, you know, run by virtue of Senate or board, no? So, what should the Ghanaian people expect?
Obi, me study for some years in Germany. Now I remember the first time I entered my master's program class, no, in Hamburg. Lecture no one beside me school fees receipt. Also person who me health insurance card. So omukrom hono. If unkita insurance, they see it as a serious deficiency. Now maybe sir the entire insurance card ni here omu chain school fees no. Omu catch me say uto form say na bibi yewa. They can't give the excuse say omu ni whether you can pay or not. Once we are human being, I say bibi o metimi aye o meji nkwa no so munye. Enti omu person munye sure say we are covered so that if omu do ko ebi say enhwe wa etire obi wo ho a obe foti the bill. Enti and they added say the German state eba no hu say untu school fees yen ha won. By ye be who say your student are only health insurance coverage, school now will be in trouble. So it tells you the value and the weight health insurance ekita for sebi nipa bia enye oli aprofo. Na say ye di ya drink koho say yen as Ghana for ye pese sa weight no yen place on health insurance. It is possible. Na uye nipa unkwandie and what say unchi wa enjail say unis can't no ebia say obi bet me I will pork 3 times now want me pork and no air discretion bet me I will be a protein be a egg so you can choose even but as for health say oti pile and what say can say opit minya ayarisa but because Jackson and kitas can't in pile it's against the human spirit ni soul and in integrity. Just say one ba you crank ahead a year. So my vision or mission for this authority, with the blessing of the appointing authority, as in chief of staff, me papa president, and he said, I was say Ghana ni bia obi onti health insurance can say your health insurance. Now only sure say one choose to be ask for the national health insurance scheme the account. In fact, it is already law.
Yeah.
But Midin conformable a bon komo, especially middle class. I say, okay, so doctor, I want a specialist to handle me this. The first question is that do you have insurance, health insurance? I say, oh no. Obi say, oh, I don't really know the benefits. But Obi, me ejuma o chebinu as a district doctor. So Uba first time I can just say mpacho compare health insurance because it saves you so many avoidable costs. And my objective is to make sure that every Ghanaian who can read and write knows about the health insurance. And then the second one is that once they know about it, they get enrolled. And the third one is that once they are enrolled, as much as possible, they should be protected and helped by the insurance. In code, help just say no na I was saying to me then. Now there are many other things I was saying here to make sure say the capacity to help or to provide that service is there. Issues with premium whether we all agree we should be paying the same thing or we all agree non-partisan. Me work Okoe-Boye before my idea no. Every obia or yes stakeholder chroma me didn't kasa. Sebi premium sometimes as low as maybe 45 cedis, 50 cedis. Oh, you have 50 cedis for January to December. Obey oyiriko wa ye de no be hwe no. Sebi oti power ye de be hwe. Cancer is crowd insurance they hwe. Question obisa won say and so one kwa the maximum you can do for a year is it 50 Ghana cedis? Before we go into the policy, would the start from that place. Secondly, you were 70.5 beer a year after finance minister I did that shit. You were NHIL, national insurance levy. I know ba I was saying here for the authority. Sebi, because me a politician, I'm privy to the workings of government. Meaning say, who manage person and easy. Say influence background sebi ebi insurance din na actual ho a. Say appear to explosion say explode ya. Sebi unti mean can say because your true health insurance levy or into appear for no. Sebi omo nyina omo mfa sum no mu saa until obenya osika. Sometimes no to save other lives and to manage the system. Ube ona bia osika no ebia sebi so bibi mu kakra. We have to have a way through dialogue, through lobbying, through policy proposals, how to make sure that when a fund is meant for, let's say, authority, a bed say it will serve any other purpose. Say ube make a strong case as to why and how we can do that. I believe say premiums no year better. Ye politics. Now what comes from in terms of levies no so yenya away yenya ajatum say we dey because concept no mfama won. Now the fourth part is accountability. I believe in that. People normally don't have a problem giving you money, Obi, but you should be able to show say first no ebi anka wo collect ma wo your health insurance nipa na oye titi o say because I can say that's the case ebi ana niama yes and way but say wa hu say e usika no ye den hwe say nipa start who say hey say na card this say na sumbo a obi omo no meka say ya ma usika ma ye ni age say na okra who deserve more. So these are things we can do. Now Kai say he who pays the piper
calls the tune.
Enti health insurance ni leverage so sebi o me hu de ntia ye were consultant bi oye serious orthopedic surgeon but be apart from Okoe-Boye no omba lek manda me hu de ntia ye wo serious ebia hematologist hwe mojemu but ebia sebi omba Ridge Hospital da point am here ni say once ye na etua Okoe-Boye for health insurance clients ye na etua lekma no the facilities must be brothers and sisters. They must have a relationship. Uko abrochia sebi obi a consultant obi hu no obi apart from Okoe-Boye no one sebi on now 7 days a week or about 5 facilities otimi hwe my doctors na kwankyere say case you are hu utimi say ni me wo gide say once that relationship starts to build amongst the facilities abe boama sa adi na sebi o nan bua sebi o andru Okoe-Boye obi antimi obi fix it. Nti we have opportunity. I see this as an opportunity for us to significantly make health assets now apart from enunso no Ghana for nya GDA health insurance. Now I have the belief that with omo authority staff any the support of president, any the whole government machinery obi, any the support of all sides, all stakeholders, Muntaka or a senior brother, Haruna or a senior brother, Okoe-Boye, people don't know. Serious issue. And then Nyankopon what is say obi ye de Okoe-Boye. The fundamental structural issues of war are sebi for decades. Obi anfa de sanka no obi. Ye o dey tell obi anfa de sanka because it's so delicate. Say odu sa kan wan hwa okra obeshi. It can take you out of your office. Yele che ebi obi Nyankopon hwa no. Former ranking member health committee metimi call the office ni tena say honorable chair nti Okoe-Boye edi mi akoyi obehwe me ama me ho akire me kwan be na be fa so ye MPP NDC ba be ma Okoe-Boye agina ho and I'm catching about problem here me see doctor problem we unyi ye odun sa kan e be show nanso de me che onu say ko hu asimasi we in fact o che nipa mi ko hu mu o mi government any parliament ansa na mato anoma obi e boa me tu anoma no ebia e be ko say o we no Okoe-Boye mumboa no ene yatimi aye the structural and na me di throw me book the mother in the monster na me pese me nche say na ye o mame bi e wo in quote sa monster na nko for free say Okoe-Boye no na ene nyankopon dom me chia Okoe-Boye staff on nyina ene omo adwumadin ministry honorable kuku ajima menu ono so on my blessing in direction obi ene bibia e kama so the work is big but if we are humble and we consult and dialogue together we can make health insurance accessible to everybody. We can make access to health something that will be commonplace here.
Fantastic. Inti, Dr. Bernard Okoe-Boye with the initial comment after his appointment. And Mwati, you heard it here first. Mesai Abba back to Ambrose. Ambrose, before I said dog, Beba, na also Rehosembi and Oka. Okay, very well.
Relative to Ninsam now, I can
very
answer
well.
about Asam no Apeso Busamine so.
Very well.
Sir, Yadi can about Dr. Okoe-Boye Abaso. But most of these things, no one said Dr. Okoe-Boye Okakoye Juma in a system. And to honor obey agent, obey operating in the system. System Ninya, Bibri no how obey me. Be an old dream, Pabibri or she Bibri. And so Sabi, a dream will be a blue house and I can't team. This a system near and son and in some note me. But say last year at a point in time, a Minister of Finance ordered almost 2 billion Ghana cedis. And so release only 127 million Ghana cedis in my health insurance fund. Say Basa now ye CEO of health insurance. What you man ebetosini. And he said Dr. Okoe-Boye obey you, only you, when you money. Nina ejina kwanya sikabeti mi etu na mo akwama edwuma awoye no etumi akwa enim na bibia so etumi ayekama. Ye nyina ebeja to me say for some time health insurance no our challenges. I am de say why raise the issue of premiums. I am able say who say premiums no ese fata na ensem fata. I was say hwa ni gina na ni say hwa ni gina. I was say 200 na mo na ni say 200 na mo. Ade a was o man ni kwa hu no obie na ni fe. Na ohwe say ebetumi 200 na mo a echepefe say I was say 200 na mo premium. 50 Ghana, 40 Ghana per year. Nyame anim ni ade a ewo fom. Nanso drum ni bia amanyosem nti anhwe ane ntimi ntu anamo ama na anko anim. Ni nyina ya ade a wo se wo hwe na toto na adwuma no eye kama. Nti obviously wo ye ni pay die na opese ogya ne dini wo adwuma obeye mu ne onkeka ho die. Me sure say o enipa ema health insurance scheme no. However, say the economy no ye senia aye ya ene agency repenim pateku ya. Say economy no esi adencheche te se ene senia esi adencheche ya. Dr. Okoe-Boye obeto boba abo so na ta so abra emphasis an bia ama. Wodi nsi obegu abo so e wa abra emphasis an bia anye de ema. Enti obo mpa ya wo mo mpa ye se economy a esi ni trase. Economy a ene mrenkranso no edi nkomo no. Ensakra ye bebam ama se Minister of Finance gisika de wo so wode ko no wode beko. Na their friend accountability. Nkontabuo pepe yo kan call ne de keka ho a ebema health insurance no sika sem awie peye no bibia etimi akoso sa na adwuma no etimi akoso. Enti sene America no ye mani ntu ana mo no na ye hwese ne ma betimi atoto ye na bibia etimi akoso na adwuma no so aye kama.
Very well. Very well.
My next issue, you want me to continue, right?
Yes.
Na me ka say bibi ha me na bibia ha me ne ye one who say oh my Ghana ye wo mu sesi ye fapim ye nyina so esumi ya that's when ye bibia security security along our borders and internal security.
Yes.
Enti edrum bibia ya na nkofo say ye ka say national interest ya it is what the leaders say it is but bibi ti say security there ye ntumi entu na jeje mu me ka say wa broni asem obi akatesi yi wa ka asem bia kire say ye national security ye de boni atia no na boni na yede atia no amana kwa atiti mu amana kwa haw mu ama ahokyere bia ba no so se oba me ba na wo ka feminism, gender,
Yeah.
minerals commission man.
Yes.
Say was it one on mampanyini I will be no maybe ni bibi etisa na security for ATS in so allegedly. Na yentimi to one among kan hwe no bi yade ha adwene. Ye percent tentem ya mpanyimfo aban mu etu anamon na se wa bro ni nsam ni national security atigu ni so no nkeka ho na omutimi tu ho anamon. De kan ho bio wa ha me as a student of politics ni say o kan article 69 A ni B of the 1992 constitution a ase anamon tu obi a na bibia bekoso obi a di ofi ana oye ne beba omampanyina akonwa ho no nhwemu timi koso na omampanyina odi na akonwa asifom ehu behia sa na montu bekoso na omampanyina se wo se o sign ni ti na ohokoro ne ho na ne ho ye fitaa se sukyerema sa ansem ne yedi ne nyina gu ho ne ye kre na bibia timi ye dey e kama esan se akoye bi obi ti se destiny wo ben wa na wa sekusi wo konechi anu wa se wo kra ye nche de ho ne ye na bibia timi akosa ntimi nsem ne ye mienu national security a etu sa na mon no enya de a ese fatama sa wo men panyimfo hwehwem mampanyini ni dini na abam ne ho keka ho no de keka ho de mfa me ho I'm not here to talk about moral issues. I will not do that. But clearly, the Ghanaian state, no dear, or see a penny to one. At the me, now meaning say, Ghana binding Ghana paying for be to one among. Okay. Now be to me. Come to me some at it, minimum and some more. A good acquaint upon so mate. Opesibia to one among. But you dear. Na eno ne yetumi
Mate. Ekosiisen sune higher Stampa FM. We say, Obi, good afternoon. I'm happy for the appointment of Honorable Okoe-Boye. I'm however surprised because this morning the Honorable Joseph Kwemka clearly stated on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana that the president has said he will not give appointment to any MP who lost his parliamentary seat. Please ask Honorable Okoe-Boye if he was told same. Kobi ewo kade. Kobi ahimfuchinye. And I don't think that was said in public, maintained in public. Say, Omanpenyeka say, Oma will be a lose in seat appointment. I don't know about that though. But it's a good afternoon, Obi. Let me add my voice in congratulating Dr. Okoe-Boye. I'm happy for him. But my only appeal to him is to abolish the policy that gives health insurance funds to MPs as health insurance fund, so that money can be focused on the main core functions. Obinso dear, I don't know, because I don't know where your friend is saying MP's health fund, you know, a free health insurance Sikemuna Echo Doc. Oh, it is from health insurance Sika. Yes. Okay. Obise Echo Nunquanka Munchasa arrangement. I don't know your thought about that though. But we say, Obi, congratulations to my brother Okoe-Boye, a well-deserved appointment. Banasco Ampon Ansa and on the way praying. This one says, okay. We say,
no dear. I know the omuka ebi omo ntiase but
MPs no dey na
na MP for na omo hyehyɛ ade no ho mra no
yes
kakra na ye de wasa omo de ayem put dwuma wo mu constituencies wo so omo kotwo na beze na Dr. Okoe-Boye de nkrata no ka o ma resa de ama and the twema enyi so what you say say de o ye hwehwam de no de bi kana
or the kakra kana no
anambwa
no but send the pan argument they say we should allow the money and let it focus on the core function of the insurance scheme.
Na say when you say bibi e work core function bi ana ya na san or secondary functions anamboa
yes
enti MPs no me well baby MPs no health insurance fund no dey there say omo dey
baby now so they register for onto the scheme
ama yare bi no dey tompa any other equipment enti me sure say putogum ni hwegum say ni nyina kwansen kure
ni kwansen ba ko na emu you know ni nyina kwansen ba ko we say Okay. Let me see. Yebehwena yetumi atwa so. Ekosiisen so higher Sempa 94.7 FM. Okay. Enti Eric in Hacho menya o message. No, say good afternoon, Obi. You discouraged yesterday's panel from discussing the Sewa Bruni issue. I'm wondering why you've allowed the man in your studio to put a slant on it by bringing Bruni's issue on board. Eric in Hacho. Eric, I don't think he said anything different from what yesterday Honorable Tetechai also said. He stayed with him.
Eric,
will stay with him.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Barrister Danny says, Obi, I'm so glad for the appointment of Dr. Okoe-Boye to that office. The appointment is well deserved. Greetings to the people's mother, Honorable Joanna Frances Ada, Next Greater Accra First Vice Chair, Barrister Danny, and on the way, Abraham. Chief Baine says, Oko, how many times? Anyway, congratulations. That's from Chief Baine and on the way. Our Chief, good afternoon. We say, okay. Let's make progress. Indeed, Doc, my memory and maybe we start with, because of passion for youth, I didn't hear a quick comment on KUST. You've heard the story, yes. Right? There 6,000 students at school, they said they would defer them. Reason the Ebimodi school fees. Where are we going?
The Ebimodi just on my school fees now.
Ebimu Omodi business. Obi so de dey to Uber. Obi so de dey twa bet. Just Nioma basa. Nioma basa.
Obi na minim se wo ko school a se na e wo se ndidi ofie. Ansa na wa ko. Se scam obi a ma to aduane wo school.
Yes.
First time I menum tea no. Na ye midamfo. Kobi. Omufie. Na me ko friend na ma yakɔ school. Me fa ne fie mu di ko school. Na me fa order ko no ma me se o me twene ne nti no. Tea omo ye ombenum ni brodo no. Me so ye bre me bi obi. Me won tea ni bread me say, "Hey, Kobi, we na audience na woni metra class o." The point I'm making is say Nyankopon adom na ya be dru bi a ye wo no. Nti me do SHS ma ka che oda. Me ma me no gi loan and o di hwe me. For the 3 years, not save with ADB. Me do university, and me brother-in-law, Mr. Bannerman, me fani diagro. Okache ma me say, ebi a waya idru no, eye. Onu sube sum. Otua me school fees for 7 good years as a medical student. Now, Obi, because now only bet to me the tuition into no. As for accommodation, apart from first year, then I mean, the can ya dom kwa. Me room first year, na 8. We were 4 in the room, but Obi hakita picture. The entire AG picture and says so that next year we will be ada.
Yes.
Intimina we were 8 in a room. The second year, and I so me ko pechi nipa o pechi me first year no. Obi. Third year, and so me ko da obi nchen. In fact, third year na me call into SRC politics. Nyankupo ye me adom, and I me candidate maximum Safo or ye president, and I me vice president.
Okay.
Na me running mate. And I send a nyame na de nipa oba na oye 8 a pechi obi no. Na fe de hostel dining na me manager.
Who na manager?
And I'm down for na nyina o ma bre no me se mu bre no eso atwa. And na ye nya bi die obi. Point I mean say we've all gone through a lot in our lives. But if we do university na ye ma ska na sebi o di ska no ekoye bet and also you ko car and now dear you can't blame Sebi, the president of the day, for your predicament. There are some obi, ebi not to say me, ebi na fear ding, wanyo obi ama wambuano. Nipa sadi o kache me, I'll start thinking of ways I bet me abuano. Number 1, wa ben the MP officer na. What about the assembly? What about the church? Maybe some questions were in the hospital. Obi ba me ho, no here surgery. Me timi bisa o. O se o minister, me se o madam. Sorry ben na o come. Me timi bisa that question. Sometimes you can say for sofoko kasana bra. Osofu no so mu amesu me me so mu. Me timi bisa say be free mu one na be sie o. Point ni say sometimes we fall on social cover.
Support.
Support. Another way ni say have you approached the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat? Because me say me and my brother Kingsley Ajima.
Yeah, Kingsley.
Me say was supporting like through the office. Ghana for be brave about na to school fees or university. So I'll ask for all these options, Obi, so that say you can't say the next question I ask is that so how can we also come to the assistance of that person? How can government do more? How can MP do more? How can assembly do more? As a state with conscience or mind, how can the church also what do more? So this is an issue. The 2 tables. The question we ask is that above Omoa Sebi, Omoa misbehaving with their fans, you know. Omono their destiny more or less was in their hands. Now we ask you Suban Kaun, and Yanando Pe, and a member Wadani Sebi Nipa. Me can't be I say when I was in clinical years, there were occasions when instead of learning, Obi, na me dream, na eating. Oh, Obi, me, I know hunger. Meaning, it's not everybody. Look, I'm telling you, it's not everybody who knows what hunger is. Obi, a compa. Now, because of that, now that time, 2006-7. Now President Kufuor na president. Onim say na Nkrofo ejuma mu bie. There were some who got opportunities to change their lives and their families because of Kufuor's administration. But now come to me over KNUST. Now obi our brother-in-law at your school fees. Now friend us in Yabota, obetimi atiem. Now why you my roommate, me transo anama sorry. Yusuf and Danny. Ono otimisho say men wo renche skabeba. Ono ni papa na e ya pushi niama ba. Skaba pe obi ati enka. But ska ni wa beans ni niama obe unse nemansa. The point I'm making is that life cannot be the same for everybody. And there are occasions when life is hard. It's not necessarily the president or the day who will change your situation. But also usubaye den account. Into Obi, I'm not happy if students be a say be intelligent or person be on any social net. But because I know of social nets available, I'll ask that have you looked for all these options? If you can convince me that none of them could save you, then I'll go like, let's explore more. Let's create more of that. Nipa and Subindi and Ama or Satibem or here council.
And the story interestingly, it says, and that's how the Ghana Web reported it. So I'm going to say some 6,000 students of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, out of the 85,000 population of the school. Yeah. Hey, can you also say?
Yes,
85,000 population. And out of that, the 6,000 are to defer their courses for their inability to pay their school fees in full.
Yeah.
In full. The university announced that students who owe more than 70% of their school fees were to automatically defer their courses by 7th April 2022. Despite the affected students having been allowed to sit their mid-semester exams, which started on 11th April 2022, those who still had not paid up after the first exam week were forced to defer their courses. The University Relations Officer, Dr. Daniel Norris Bequin, said on Wednesday that there was the need to, quote, apply the fees policy this year, which has been approved by the academic board, and it is required that as an undergraduate student, you must register your courses at the beginning of the semester and pay 70% of your fees. Despite a 3-month window, that's February to April, for students to fully pay up their arrears, Dr. Bequin said a number of students are playing games with the university. Yeah. For example, and this is a quote, for example, they use their school fees to buy Uber. Others are setting up bakeries, while others are using it for betting. And we have evidence, he told Joy FM. And the question is, so what share we na categorizing? Ebi mo di omo di to Uber, obviously, omo entrepreneurial no. Namfofo no maka omo abom di omo sika to Uber. Ebi nso aseti up bakery. Ebi omo take queue from A1. You know A1 started from KNUST campus. You get it. And or started here or Tom Breda. And he's built a huge company out of this. And ebi nso taking risk di omo di extra bet. Enti, would you say Sanyo, because we continue to encourage them to take risks. Also, we entrepreneurial and Sanyo.
Obi, in life, they have what they call priorities. And I see a yedia here
and Sanyo yedia fata.
Na sebi sky yedia mount say fatu school fees. Osi odu ko start business sebi ohina na obe keep you in school. There's a cost to education. Now, me suspect here, I'm not surprised say, oh mommy, these details. Before a university can take such a step, me suspect say, was some evidence. Say some people were taking advantage of the system. Say, and say obi be enrolling no. Say bi niam kra ye fam ansa na enrolling, and so obi be enrolling. Once or enrolling, che say, nyakupadom some support system do ama watima by university. So immediately the university, and once we've seen this, there are other students who are allowed to go through some 1 year, 2 years without having paid their fees. But the university might have observed, say no, because Obia say, oh, utimi femwa untiano, ebi afraid the people now want to take what advantage. I always like to start with a generic statement. That's my baseline. Okoe-Boye is for supporting or helping a student who is proving not to be able to afford university education. Support in any form, whether scholarship, the church, the state, or whatever. Okoe-Boye is for that. Philanthropist, I'm for that. But my point is that if there's also evidence that people now are trying to play smart, Obi, it's not wrong to go into investments. But you see, Obi, our starting business will let you know, say, the risk in starting a business, you have to measure it versus the capital you have. Until Obi now per se, starting business, you don't start with drilling oil. Looking for oil, one machine, you're renting $750,000 a day. Until we are millionaire now with millions in $5 million. Now we now also starting with oil drilling. Until Obi, as for Weno, I think KNUST, I learned something, and let me take this opportunity to. I did some master's program with Gamma Institute. Professional Executive Masters in Appropriate Dispute Resolution. Now, Mr. Austin Game, a lead tutor. Mami take this opportunity. Na me manu kuse. Ne huka for we free.
Okay.
Na nyankopon enhye ni din. In fact, oyo bia ni integrity very high. Ye nyina ye bon pese jam bebuaye ama ya etso no. Na owakomapa. Obi, oche bibi in our course. I'll always carry it with me. Musumu carry bebuamo. Or see, make sure you are always on the same page with your stakeholders. Because when they know what you know, it will be difficult for people to come having conflicts with you. Most conflicts arise because of information asymmetry. If you are a university and all we've been told is that 6,000 students have been asked to go home, people like us are kuma share because yes, we are brother no. Yet people say na unya bote kakra. Then na oye. But when you give us the details, and we have some small idea of their background. Na me who say oh any papa a general manager. Na sebi your man is car or driving your own car or campus. But we refusing to turn the school fees. You never can say na super ben. So KNUST, this free consultation. Course no, maybe your number is here about 14,000 Ghana cedis.
Oh, okay.
But Bible said that get knowledge, buy it, but freely give it. Like buy the truth and sell it not.
Sell it not.
Obi, I'm giving them free information, consultation. They should make sure whatever knowledge they have, they should give it out. Kromano, sometimes Obi person just a big man by keeping information to themselves. Thinking say because we need information, but yes, you get people coming from all kinds of angles. So me say me brother Kujeto, I trust say, hey, where the other one shall no be crack. I say, hey, about we buy the same crop for crack of you. Ebia na nyesa. Enti they should give further information. But baseline message I remember say, as a country, one man I educating or university can rescue the whole country. So we must do everything we can to put in place support systems, not necessarily through the states, but the church. Obi, Pentecost, sorry, no. And you're on sorry, but my favorite church, because they have a lot of evidence. That say, sorry, heaven pay who no mudri, nanso mudri asasi exactly. And the church, everybody, we all can do more. Obi Ogana, Obi, Obetimia toka, I turn $1 million. In fact, the only person I want to call a boy I never felt like I didn't know the despite. You know why? 37 military hospital. He built a whole ward from Kwara. But the point is that there are individuals who can take care of 100 students. All of us must come on board because the one you help today is the one who might help your children tomorrow. There is no guarantee that your children will live to be as resourceful as you. It is the one you help today who tomorrow can hold your child. And the Obi, we should get the details so that we know how to approach this discussion.
Very important. Enra Atik Mohammed, when the story broke, no, Ambrose, Atik here post be or say when self-styled motivational speakers who have acquired their wealth through questionable government contracts tell university students to become entrepreneurs, citing their 3 Ghana city startup capital, what do you expect them to do? Investing their school fees in Brodo, Uber, and like ventures is merely giving effect and meaning to the 3 Ghana cedis investment template speeches. The sad thing is that these students are discovering this scam the tough way. Ain't Ambrose, because a root cause no any.
Debbie, Atik Boa. Obi Atik Boa. The Dokubo Kwaserbe.
Oko.
The Dokubo Kwaserbe.
We call word of life.
Word of life.
Christian.
Atik Boa.
Word of life. Along the Spintex.
Oh, along Spintex Road. Okay.
Obi. Me just as word in Ghana.
Yes.
My secondary education, tertiary education, my baby now Accra. Come by Accra Academy.
Yeah.
And my co-University of Ghana 2 times. Of course, Central University.
Of course.
So I'm not going to say my son go back to University of
Yes.
Ghana. Until me tertiary education now Accra. Bra me freedom kan no fia na me ba Accra Academy na papa ne mama omo ye teacher for. Until ye be school a saa time na etua cash. Ye this kind of man wa na ye ya koja lorry station ma chi na wa ba. Na papa ka cho say wo yera sika no a wonya bi o.
Why did be that me copy seka or the school fees no mawa no wa catch say o corner ira mensa we chim be fi
Baby I'm going to baby I know you wa say.
o peso be tv bia
Endi me free na ahomatin be na ye food nko aka na ba Accra na ahomatin be 3.
Yes.
Endi papa ja Pentecost elder. Oni me trans ne obo mpa ma me na obeja me na aka je nso me ba me metua me school fees.
Yes.
Endi so me do can she first light na me cross kan do Accra Academy. The first thing I make kwakwa say me call cash office ma ko tua me school fees.
Yeah.
Those days I only go there. Na it meet you no Stanchart Boase and Barclays Bank Dunka. Na ye the paying slip no abet. And on open so now they are baby to an Legon campus. Satam na me tuam school fees you am papa uniska or the high da mama. Inti na me peche. Inti for 4 years me peche. Even at the master's level me peche. Oh Legon.
Who mate?
So what you say? Inti Samra no na
easy o unse o right nti say the original owner of the bed.
Of course.
Sometimes what to me ye complain na ka say a picture with rights are you
me who picture bia akofa girl like apam no da.
Oh.
And the obi.
Yes.
But you see, I was say ati ade ba kwase. Nti am say me ni ati kinya adwene.
Okay.
Those days na ye ko school no. Samra no na school no ko no enye dene te se ne. For instance, those days no now meet me akohwe me results. Oh, the Department of Political Science. Notice board so me ba. And school for no ye bibi bebre no afa omo phone so. Enti nkola no bebre no obu ha okra iPad and okra phone or sansu kra laptop. Because and ekra lectures ni bebre even after COVID.
Yes.
You deliver no online.
Yes.
Obi the make can say nkola na yesi wo musika for mo nsa ase wo tech ni nyina no. Omo ye mpim sia 6000. Ena PRO no say ebinim wo mu omo de omo sika a business. Ebinim de ato chacha ene ho keka ho. Ena ya ka ni nyina say nkwala no ye nkwala aboni nti no matu sa na mo no. Mese sa explanation no. Ti say the Okoe-Boye kan ni atikika no. Ye no mo ya adwuna enye yi.
Okay.
Ye blemu na Akufo Addo ni ba omia. Ghana's currency is trading near a record low. And a long-term momentum indicator shows it is at a risk of further depreciation. We are Bloomberg. Omo na eka sa asemi ene April 21, 2022. Omo se Ghana ye CD no. Baby e gina no. Bibia kire se na ho ode ne besa akofo medi ahoyehia ne ohia aba. Bigitum se de o makan no ene de economic intelligence unit for kan no ane ene nansa no. Ebo ebra. Onso omo ka se CD no. Ebe wie afi at 7 cedis 80 pesos. Sana economic intelligence unit for aka. Ba Bloomberg for kire se enioma kire se anhwe afi no nko na wie na ye cedi na ho ode no kofom. March inflation ekoye 19.7%. Sani enioma bo kosoro ahokeka ni mirika etu ye no. Eye wa hanchiche mu do nkro ni ekire ponson. The American nyina se saa mbre ya ewomi o mampanyin ni kura agi atum se ahokyere ewo oman ni mu obie ni ho obetumi agi atum obetumi agi akine se ahokyere ni oman ni mu fu ebo ayeden ni o ma edisi dan bo ayeden bibia waga na ha bia nda na Akufo Addo ne bo amia ni tracy as saa ohia no a atiasi oman ni mu no awurawura ye universities ni mu enti obia ntimi ntwe
ohia na ewo oman ni mu no emfiri de akowura ye university ni mu da enti ebia na ya mpase nkwala ni bia ye nkwala abone but nkwala 6000 so obi ka kirem so omun nyina ye nkwala abone enti no mu school fees ya fa omun sase a Mrs. Sani Pakro no oboa admin say bi wo mo ma ye nkwala abone who can say PR no on the needed information to state all of this. But I'm one say one also gina sumpo can asem. But you said American what you say. And clearly
now omo start into so be ordinary dey to Uber. Omo dey bakery any ade no.
I will come to
categorize omo hin.
No. I will come to I will come to No. I will come to that argument.
Okay.
And yes, akwa nya asundua a na osum owura. Akwa bia to nya asundua a na otimi sum ni wura yie. Yemfa yefono pan enhya aben. Se kom de akwala no anya de obetumi ade. Asua ade. Enti me kuma se na mete bebre wo ya we. Ayedua ase Kenya University area ho. Unim se na hostels bo tie enne. Ebinim tua 10,000 Ghana cedis for the whole year depending on the type of hostel awutua. Enti se ahokyera ba oman mu na awofo no nya school fees ni ma ne ba no na onya de ode be man hostel ana enne sane aduan unu say food inflation one of the key components of your general inflation figure e Ghana na aduan bo ayeden pa na didie mu pa ayedena kan hunu say akwala na obekọ ahohiehiem me che wadwena si nkwala na omudi omsika no eye business so akwala ba akoka say odi ni sika na ye business. Because bra omko campus no that time now you talk for strike.
Yeah.
Now ohunu say wo san akofie because of free srem na ba ye kwan wa. Enti onenam campus. School ye bie ana ye mie lectures be resume ana ye resume. Enti now say ni sika no when so okotua e bia na lectures na che na enya mfaso bia amfa amane ntu onfantu ana mo bia ebema no mfaso. Mba so ati ase. So we are in a very, very difficult situation. Because when the first time Mrs. Enche na menya 40 years. First time who say school for university for 6,000 pimunsia. We are about 8% of Kenya University population of 85,000. Omo school fees inti yes ye omo ni fair omo course. Course no deferment na nkasa so at 80 wom. So when you say defer of course out your fees.
Yeah.
Anamba.
Yeah.
So
if I what I heard they say omukra etua part payment. Omuntua full omu defer no. Next year no bad you wetua na Ashia. You have to.
So it doesn't offer any respite for parents and these students. And the simplistic argument is say ebi na nkwala ni nyina ya nkwala abone. Enti omo anya ade. Na bia yede o metoto bra na yen ye wo school hu no yenyi saa argument no mfiri na yen hu ni se ahokyere no abaga na ya kan no we emu how do I say it it's a manifestation of what we have been talking about all this while. Yeah, me I work in an educational institution. Me school for obi wo ho a oba school so opon akoye mesin adwuma enne wo Ghana ansa me ya wura mfisa nkwala na wo school no enyo mu nyina na awofo na de o maba school obi ha ono na ode ne ho akọ school nkwala ne bebre o ho a ono na ode ne ho akọ school nya omu nyina na wo sebi agane na wo mu kura omu mu de o makọ wura school mu so o mu nkọ enti de asie I was a aban ma na adwene koso na yete ase se ebia na yako pay attention bebre ama your friend is a secondary education in such a manner that your tertiary education. Why? MPP for manifesto for the 2020 elections. Omo anka so mbo tua university for nyina school fees amom mebo. Yen ye ka say be chimpe. And half 50%.
No, mom can say obeji student loan without guarantor.
It has not taken off. They also said they were going to pay. Yeba ko ka say ombe tua bra ye di chimpene buy no. Omo ba be promise back say. Omo de ombe tua ni nyina dia mom. At that point in time. Of course, guarantor no yen share kan page 74 of the NDC manifesto. Yen share ka say but of course, yen nya sa social contract no because yen win elections no. So MPP for winning power is a guarantee we no muntu ho na mo. Ebi a minimum say wo bi a wo le go student loan, me student loan.
Me nya guarantee ndi
Wa nya bi aha me maame ene papa a ofiri mu ne papa nua no omo e guarantee maame.
Okay.
On say akwa ni na guarantee system no afi ehun ya abeye den.
Pa.
Ba say aban we ba e konfie mienu no muntu hu anamo. E wo say we kire say yen sukufo na wo tertiary institutions no. Wo nam ohia ne ahokyere ne atiti. Nti na me sha say me ka kire wo say sa akwa woni asomdwe a enya to betumi asom ni urada. So okosku akwa akusua de asua nwoma. Na ahokyere ne ekoble e ba no so a eyade e be hadwe. Obi the next issue. Ababeda di befe say no wie school organa ha wadwuma ye hwehwe eyeden. Ana meboa. Me kai owura konoforiata okọ address UPS students no. O say abantimi mo bia adwuma nti. Wo wie school o say wa utu anamo na hwehwe adwuma na wakasa wo ye. Enya no ntina na ebi no moto pa no ne ho kekan. Entina me ga say me ni atik. You see, enkwala no be preempt the omu behu bra o ma wie school. I don't know whether to call it a paranoia or whatever it is. Hey, timi ba be wie school pa na adwuma pa ho akwa atwe de amame. Me be wie school na ma wo ntwetwede e wo wiase asase su wa bra adwuma ho be ye de amame. Enti wo wura school ni mu a na otu anamo bia obewie no na bia ne tintimu a obetimi abanpo ama na adwuma ono abenya na adwuma de aye. Enti asem na da ho no enya asem a da ho sa asem kwala akodi wo musika. Eye socio-economic issue a free muaba. Could we be an say in other universities? No, they have not triggered a fee paying policy like here in university. And yes, I who the same thing with Legon, who the same thing with Uniba, who the same thing with other universities here. Aka. They share the same characteristics. Obi enne ne bo anya din say oba o Legon wa. Obetu any fees. Now what we hostel amano. Are very expensive. Laptops, data to any honk ka ho. Enti ene say obehwe akola wo university ama na wie no. First degree no, obi nya de da form won Ghana ha. Enti eyade was abandwe. But it also brings another fact into question, Obi. Bra kan for that ko kind budget November 2021. Oka say aban ba beyi universities no free aban emwa so. Okay. Anambwa.
Yeah, like government subvention
yes.
Over between.
Say aban de sa de ne ba. Sa de ya yahu.
It will be worse.
Ye behu bebre. Enti me de o kan sa nam so papa na se ma wa kan entasumu. You know why? Technically the universities are not charging commercial rates.
Yeah.
The public universities
very subsidized.
They are not charging commercial rates. Enumponi. But what I say? Enumponi. Saban you omu free subvention so a. When the universities in order to rake in revenue and others to run the universities, they may not have to charge commercial rate. Nano na basa nkwala sen na Ghana ha o betumi anya university education. But you said they make an what you say. Enti obviously I was say stakeholders abande na adwene kɔ de akoso yin na omma adwena emudu akɔ anim kɔ pa na nani kɔ yen second yen tertiary education bibia akɔye free SHS even basic education ebinim wo adwen say e neglected anya say anka yen mie school na yen introduce new curriculum for almost 2 years na books my and Obi we have a long way to go a very very long way to go. Enye ade a ye ka no se o nkwara no akwaye nkwara aboni nti wo madi o musika nti ene de ekeka ho nti saa de ene ye mu o machi ana ye nya bibi etesa we nti na ho behia se ye key institutions o mo be dane sika ne mmoa akọ saa institutions we get fund tem bia ye ba ha ye kan ya na nkofo ni se ye politics kwa se aban aba mpipi aban aba na get fund pa ho hia saa no o se wo de get fund sika no be o ha nchichemu aduosia akosi awawa enti get fund receivables ne kwa aban de kotuaka e ba sa sika o se get fund including those for scholarships eso ate anambwa because get fund no see one of the fund that omo de capping and realignment act in about 2017 omo enkum baaye omo te so de biye bi fufuro health insurance so e ka ho saabi enti o sa aban hwe sika e de be boa saafwe yi sa category a ye discuss wo mu awie yi no say get fund is card do be me aboa mu get fund scholarship secretariat nyuma ko bi te say GMPC edimi bi a GMPC timi meska na e di duadua nua na ho keka ho duadua ye but wodi ni mi enu wa ho na wo fair story ya ye kan ya ehun be hia say bia na GMPC for scholarship the mass school for but also omutimi bi yem ma nkola ati sese no yetimi de bo omo school no ekwa anim
Okay.
said they make an what you say ena eno so dan chen ya
Finally.
oh sir
On this subject.
sisi na siam time so
Wakasa ache papa.
hobi yeah okay we dey assemble bo okay enti clearly o say aban otu anamo e be boa na yetimi akura sansem yene e wan dis amanyoku ni mu no yesre kan university mpanyufo se nkola ni nyina ye mane e wo fasefo ampa omo kasa no omo si o e kana akam ne e be say 55 million Ghana cedis na bosumi so omo tua lad bill be say 22 million Ghana cedis me ensure say na nsin ya ECG for share say disconnected public institutions no abo mu so ma anyiro ho anyom sika ahwe ana atoyere nchema ya de ato omo enso utwa tete mawe a na we na bia nkola ye nkola wo aha nti omo mpekwan bi sina nkola no enya kwan wo so on better exams
Say omo tro mid-sem. And omo say mid-sem the omo ma tro.
na mo exam na e wa nim
But main exam ne.
omo on set nyina anyepe me sure say we na abasa na ebinu bepa bisia no ka ho de akotua na mmom omo ntumi no omo mpekwan bi so mo omo na omo nya na omo so ka na hwe university no omo ka say nkola ni bi omo do school fees dwane one dey so omo ka sa asem say nkola ni bi wo ha omo wie school omo ntua ada wo university ana ma wie omo ma gi omo certificate omo ma gi transcript so how does it happen
And the no put the one say see.
and then say into here university na nkasa omo nyoma bi nso entuto yie wo sa no man so what you say and ahwe tio omo so you see fee payment na o say ya flexible what you say omo say I was omo bi school utu at least 70%. I don't know only flexible na nipa no ontua no kakra
On stagger payment.
ontua ni kakra we say no so betumi aboa ama so mbe so omo giska na o betumi but the larger picture is this say the esi na ya ho kire aba o man mu na kufu ado ne ba me adaroma ati esi Ghana fo nyina so no sa ho kire ni bi na aka afiefie mu a adi nkola na chi akọ university aho kire ekosua de wo university ama sansemi nyina esi obi
ma na say na mintie doc I don't know say who or any more reaction because I've just found the statement from the NDC youth wing.
Okay.
And they also draw way to in summer Ambrose kind about the general economic hardships and the fact that student loan trust fund and where also some of these needy students and call for some time now but I'm thinking say we probably have to push KNUST to disaggregate the numbers in the 6,000 why am the end no we no needy student school fees no needy why am the end no so we can make the discussions.
Christ says something, say the poor shall continue. Tama, menudi oil tone nice no. No mo say adena oil like boy din say I de boa o here for no. Or de go ni na. And no catch them say I will not be here forever. But the poor will continue, they will always be with you. What we do as leaders or we are supposed to do. And he say ye be bomo diama omo fa obremu no omo na mesi no be call form. What I say. Now with time no, me say my child say no school. There were cases in a common dimi. Nyakuba ndum a common dimi say. And I remember na dum a common end one. So we have a task to make sure that more people will get out of this hardship bracket. Me can't that now who say who call a mistake. Not the mere first catch say yapam obi school fees. The impression is created say chese abandon na asemo and for the next 200 years every day because say abandon or no sabi on bomodin. But let's go down to the issues. So that's why I say waka say disaggregate the issues. And I know how journalism and media works. Not say we obey. We not breaking news. We can say Okoe-Boye say Amoah ya pump no is because maybe I said, and I'm not saying that's what he said. It's because maybe Amoah di musika. Of course, some might be in that category. But in case of Bia or 6,000 or Yobia, there could be about genuine ones that will say the church, the state, and all that must come in. Now, Obi, look, who into the who hear this passionate discussion Obia na ni papa eton nneɛma ɛwɔ Mokola because of ebia lockdowns nneɛma business akɔ fam ebia ɔtɔn nneɛma a yɛde yɛ rentals ɛwɔ yie for more than 1 year yie nti uyo obi a saa business a woyɛ a woba wɔ university a mo ho bɛkyerɛ mo exactly uyo obi a woyɛ car rentals me brother-in-law yɛ car rentals obi car rentals about to 0 obi a na ebi a average ɔyɛ aba ebi a 15,000-20,000 for renting cars obi eba kyese one ebefa car nipa obefa car no airport ya tum sebi o ifa na oko Cape Coast akɔhwɛ castle ɛhɔ so ya tum so the whole world obi nkɔfo bebree say oti say nkɔfo saline ɛwɔ minim na me hwɛ documentary na sad restaurant operator awakɔ saline of food bank aye money bibi no ndi and I can say oyo bi owo de adwuma oye employer o enye employee o wagi ebi mo adwuma but asem na aba wiase ene yesi my obi anko restaurant kotena ho because yare aba obi na wakosa line epe aduane akodi so se na wiase tininti o ka say ebia is possible say ahochinti na ma obi ntimi to school fees de ye fa so wiase no enye me won say you can have one or two who have gone through difficult times. Look, I know businessmen sebi no mu na omu boy kakaka edure bi no timi fro so Okoe-Boye na bibi betimi akoso na me say oh ene wo na o say doctor say business am ye no me here import China o ma lockdown enti Okoe-Boye container kra me ntimi yibimba enti so banyankupo adom o kan the report of the economic intelligence unit say we will grow at 5% 2021 in fact we grew at 5% in 2022 we grew at 5.2 obi we grew at 0.4% the last quarter of 2020. You know what it means? It means business and activities all went down. But I started here then, pick up. When you hear that growth has gone up, it just obi ejuma here then, man home so. Enti, okay about ebia hardships in manu. Generally, obi, sebi, obi use cement, and out cement. Now, nipa oko crash cement na banu, gasem, clinker na okra no, ya tusu Norway. Ena Maersk line ordinary man no tusu no. Omo freight. Omo dey akọ from $1,500 to about 9,000. Obi ukita Einstein ana sebi mi pese meye chese se Obama ni busu anfo kwa no mu ana the best whatever you have in Ghana no mu manage economy. Still ebe two cement so because I didn't free outside na here eba. Now meaning say ebe cut into some of the issues for today because I'll mention at least companies beer medium pay for bonkomo because of it. I don't want to focus on the ills, inefficiency, and weaknesses of John Mahama in the NDC. I'm tired of it. The more I do that, I say even sometimes in common and or no on yes I but my realize is say maybe share sebi people from the other side. Sometimes I end up spending so much energy talking about the weaknesses of JM and the NDC. I want to speak more to the Ghanaian about the opportunities that lie ahead and what we are doing. And me the impenyophobia more certain business be kasakakra. And Obi, I want to share so that I won't say in the midst of our
because of times you have to go.
Obi, look, I spoke to one of the key people at Volkswagen. Okay. VW cars for Ghana. I say just the first quarter, they've assembled about 260 vehicles. 260. First quarter. Omaton. Since 2018, our policy no buy no. It was somewhere I think in 2020, and almost started. The automotive policy of this government came into being in 2018, passed in Parliament. They started production in 2020. The plant they have cost average around 8 million euros. Investors don't bring money to your country when you have serious issues with your banking system. Normally, they do not bring money when your judiciary is. They are not sure of the judicial system. If your macroeconomic sana manage usika inflation be sure mushika na ebi omumba obi papa no amita say they invested 8 million euros. From that time to now they've produced 800 plus vehicles. All have been bought in most of it in Ghana. Ghana. They've sent some to Rwanda. This directly from VW.
Oh, okay.
Until Rwanda are buying Ghana cars are produced and Rwanda, Senegal and Ivory Coast. They have just shipped some also to them. Obi, they have workers. They have about 100 workers. That's directly Volkswagen, VW Ghana. And they have partners who are also logistics. Omomu craft parts, agent or use cargo.
Yeah.
Or haul it from Tema to their place. And or ship it to Rwanda. Business. About almost Obi. The more of this we do, the more Ghanaians who have something to do. All the engineers who were trained, they train on their engineers outside. Obi, Ghana for. Or see now, government is bringing a policy. This one industry player called the component manufacturing policy. A car has over 300 parts. Obi, 300. Or see, even if we specialize in bolts and nuts, tie and battery, Obi, that can create another job. And look, if JM comes today, let's be frank with ourselves. If GM comes today, or a president now, if you're too oil from $75 to $145, James' record shows that on to me so the point I'm making is let's discuss those things that the more we do, the more there will be opportunities. Or see your more administrative staff, 15, maybe or your BSc staff, Ghanaians, or your BSc administration or Lego, VW banker. Since you also on unemployment market. So, Ochina, President Kufuor, Ego Commission Atlantic Life Sciences. Ewo pram. Papa no, Sebi Nyankupa Dom, New Ministry no. I got to know the man. The entrepreneur no, Orona Omo only from Anova.
Okay.
Onya one district, one factory facility. $35 million. The plant cost $35 million. I don't know whether all came from 1D1F, but I know 1D1F gave him funds to set up that one. Obi, 1D1F no, all the looking Indian no, or holding Ghanaian passport. Sign Indian for no Montana, Koma, Nibibia or Ghana. Obi, if you are a Ghanaian, Tiedemikano, and you get 1D1F, interest you only pay half. Ebia. No, so if the interest is 10%, government pays 5%. You also pay 5%. Obi. And no, and then Nyankupa Dom. Atlantic Life Sciences. Ye be anu ochina. Me ma call why madam for alcohol pram any gandangbe youth. He has 400 workers now as we speak. He said at full capacity he can employ 800. One factory. Obi. Now enye sabi factory ya be no ochina tumo. He's already started production. Mako have their products. And I'm happy to mention that he's the only pharmaceutical company in Ghana, I think in West Africa, out to be producing eye drops. IV paracetamol, Ufre Kolebua. Before this plant started operating, they used to buy all the products from outside. They have to import substitution. And how to IV paracetamol Italy and now Germany, we have dollars. And now you have pressure on the CD. And then Ochina President Commissioner Sandro Nina. So Obi from Anova and Kwaobeji 800, Waji 400 Kasai. When I see him, I'm happy. Me finding dia grow only because of the employment. Because Obi, me who say Obi creating opportunity, taking advantage of the environment that government has created. I get excited. You know why? The biggest problem for this country, from Kufuor's time to now, has always remained youth unemployment. The numbers of Africa, that's it's supposed to be a plus, not a minus. Our population, who draw curve. The youth are big in the middle. It's a bell-shaped curve.
Yeah.
Uko Germany now draw curve. Curve no, Aisa Konya. Uko drew 70 kwa eno mu doors because omu wuntem.
Yeah.
Me can't say me person omu wuntem. But they have an old or aged population. But yenu ye kitan kofo mu awondin now so ejuma has been a problem. So Obi, you see yensum eninipa. I want to judge this government and make a case for for we going beyond 2 terms by looking at the policies we have brought in place and the impact it is having on job creation. As for global events, fuel bo aye twice the price in Obi. Sebi Obi. Uye ebusuan penyi na nsuo kese to na ise fie nyina. Obi obese on tu akonya no so di. On kase nsuo ato. Oba no pa o si fie we ti say. Esi oniama bia say o say bunya penyi we ye uniform. So sometimes I see my brothers the NDC taking advantage of what is happening globally. But obe in there Obi opposition who or anya easy. Matina order. Na Nyankopon na mi share no say a 11 no. Look, Obi, whether we like it or not, those levies are anti-man passing through parliament. It affected how the world saw us. In fact, there is one message that went to the world. People have not thought about it. Any person who wants to do something with Ghana, international agreements must pass through parliament. Obi say who was second semester into kai article no. Even
181.
Exactly, Obi. Now, dear, me see, Nyankufa Dome now one day, me do so a Supreme Court judge, Obi. Obi, there is a requirement for every international investor or partner to take its agreement through parliament, including loans. You know what it means? When you have a parliament that by their nature and numbers, Obi, you are not sure whether an agreement even will succeed through the parliament is the biggest security risk you have in profiling. Obi. The world saw us, the parliament, and he said, no matter how we trust the government to manage finances, this kind of parliament, one shot, revenue, residual service debts, another Obi. The Ekosiisen of parliament also went to confirm what the world thought. And the point I'm making is there are some unfortunate events, but because Nyankupa don't say 11, no, ya pass it, meaning so man court. Because inflows will start coming, Obi. Look, this teacher trainee, I can say, Sikabi air hanking, Obi. So the demands are about no. If we get the inflows like we've projected, no, meaning say between now and next year, Obi, things will get better. On say fuel, at least 20%. But you know, fuel, oh yeah, tisu. It's because global events initially fuel cost through. But as countries produce to meet the demand, apart from city no so obi or this city juma from say na journey here first quarter and say I
slow down.
Me wo GDA say with Dr. Baumia and his team in place no, I know things will get better. Na ye be drew on said niama no get it better. Ghana for be hwe amama say oh ye nya abotera niama ebe kama.
Very well. Into Dr. Bernard Okoe-Boye. Yes, Ambrose. And maybe we have to combine Wayne EIU report.
No, I want to speak to some few issues that Dr. Okoe-Boye.
Okay.
Dr. Okoe-Boye, on say, yeni aya baha enu mubeshia no. Nsema ye kanyina ne fapim gina nsemo amokan ya ansa na moba power. Nti aya mema no nyam nwanwa say you make references to because money Ghana for social contract.
Yes.
Money Ghana for sign contract ya. Yen asade say mo be di contract ne so. Nti sabi ya say obi opa anwoma so na nya ni bibie enya bia na numu de ntra na mom ni ye yo ntra. Because mo greatest promise among the Ghana when Dr. Okoe-Boye before I got to 2016 election. One of the last person I didn't share on TV so answer in Kotoba. You to about 70 share our Doom TV on the 3rd of December. You what can you remember including what you said as Dr. Okoe-Boye?
Oh, yes, a date now.
Oh, yes, really. What I said, you want no more kind no.
Well, opposition research, opposition research. I
don't know your ma. There is Sudia and the mom. Why Dr. Okoe-Boye can say you one candidate? Yeah, Obi. Finance minister. Or say second quarter, almost 4 billion Ghana cedis. Only here, support to budget. And I debt to say almost 400 billion Ghana cedis. Around 81% of our GDP. Win him the actually. Actually say a twa bedu Ghana han. Do no an be tua principal ni bi ani nsi ho. Say Dr. Okoe-Boye kasa no wanka. Enti the more no amobo besia no, the more no na ye hwiwe sika de be de ye de betua. But I na MPP for can say me say oh na wi asia fa na nyina or how banje na ye ho akire yen. Adana me ba ha me kan and in most of your stations amako maka. Say sa excuse ni agitu mu a enyeye. Given that time a your economy shares ye ko ahunyehiam no keka. Obi 2021 kwa ye to petrol mu 21 times. Maku sa 21 times. Because of taxes ahodoa egu petroleum product ayetos. You get the point I'm trying to raise. No, I can't say me say John Mama crab bar and yadi obede obeti petrol so. But on him by yadu say John Mama din she bi gu hwa na eboa o man in terms of yemfu ani ho nsensem. Why? Yam pass it your friend say Esla sikano say yemfa mo ma financial side e kai de no kan yemfentu enne Esla mbobu ha mo ngia mo mfentu asaka. Yes, indeed. Energy sector that no kwa na ekosoro. Me sure say o yawe. Wunim say kwa na ekosoro. So at ya senti Dr. Okoe-Boye mo ban mo manage ye economy ye. De mo ka say mo be ye no enye no na maye. Mo ka issues about exogenous factors. Oh, we are say nyoma ye drinti na aka nyina ene ho ka ho and all of that. Obi me say Dr. Okoe-Boye mean say a good researcher obetumi akwa enyoma aga na akomre bi atwam no enye bi na nega na ekom entitem bia me ka se yare a ebo ye friend say kwakwa nansi a wonya ankwa no se bontekum anko wi so ati ase hwe ye durumre bi oga na ha economy enyini negative 1.7 negative 1.4 negative 1.5% in the early 80s anu na ma rents aban no call IMF ekoye structural adjustment economic recovery program ebe year PAMSCAD program of action to mitigate the social cost of adjustment for 10 years because starting from 1982-83 na ejashehye esi Ghana ha e compare de kom e confita pa na ye pam Ghana for 1 million shegu shegari aban e pam Ghana for 1 million mo mo san ba Ghana economy ne e bare sa time mpo Ghana survive enye bi ni the MPP for say bibi anto we have gone through worst periods in our history. Worst periods in our history. So I said those days in body na cold war no. Enti na cold war no affect foreign policy and remittances. Enya enti sa. Enti na say yare a bo your friend say kwakwa na say wonya ankwa no. Ebe bo ntekuma enya de anko benya ankwa. Enti the Okoe-Boye your economy no your friend structural rigidities. The structural rigidities have been with us for quite a long time. Brand and go for the catch Ghana for see it is because come there. But me catch say hu hia say be kwa bonten akobo besia na ye roto nkwan de ba ebenye scan. No munim say ye was structural issues. No munim say anyway it me see abonten a ebe kan we economy mu. And I say no man is see abonten no Ghana for nkwan na kan. Ana nya Ghana for nkwan na kan. Enti Dr. Okoe-Boye untimi nko sie saa de no aya na musie no akino. One say Russian embassy no this statement by say aban kasa wo kan say Russia and Ukraine to country na ho chire bi ate so no aban enidie mu a aban enyaika. Rare say obehu say a diplomatic mission in another country trust a letter no actually the government of the receiving state. Kire say na de no akọ omumu ache because Ukraine to kwa na say 24 February awo buzumi mienu kura nya ma aka be se na mienu asemiensa na buzumi mienu aba ne ba ni se na nu na ya ho kire nyina na de abrɛ ne enu na Dr. Okoe-Boye mu ko hye akiri enti clearly Dr. Okoe-Boye ba industrialization ahwe your document be a friend of industrialization Ghana rising publishing NDC time o kan sa paper na obehu companies be se 50 NDC aban emma omomoa why ye nyina anim companies bi de say next chemist no kan wo mu nyina yeso masene and Exim Bank ohoi ya ban na de baaye either fund no ne na Exim Bank ya de bua industry dem bia me ka say company be na ye kese chain Atoabo gas plant ama ye save almost $300 million ya de be import gas aba Ghana ye save as o man enti Dr. Okoe-Boye we have come a long way but monsem no amoka ye ma Ghana for to aba ma mo no eno na ya na ma ye yakwa akira ye kai mo se da bi mo ne Ghana for di nkomo bi a ya dwene kire se ehwo na monto muntu ye and we can have a conversation on what the country is. We can have a conversation on what it is that we have to do to move the nation forward. But don't forget that there's a social contract for which your government Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia must perpetually be held accountable insofar as they remain in government. That one, nobody can run away from that one. Because no so na nkofo gina ya omo yeso yenhwe ne ntu abamamo yenhwe ne ntu na mo abeboa ene ho keka ho. And yes, we am kan no nya de ayehu se motimi atu ho anamo the general hardships ni nyina ya de e wosoro ahonyehia ahokire ene ho keka ho ene anioma bebre obi e wosoro nti essentially I wanted to respond to the Okoe-Boye those issues now. Or the person what tia se ne say you see nyo obi anum na keka no aya wosoro okasa kasa kwa but they na ban no kan no eno na Ghana for say muntimi nye mama yensasifo enye se obi kan de foforo de omo ka kire Ghana for no say le da so ya dwunu ye wura mfie enti ano de ye ne muhia tambia ye be kai mo say we anyway ya nkai mo a na amamo akonchen enti obi na eno
answer I don't know if it's on this hardship at the end of the EIU.
No, I just want to respond to what he was saying.
Mama can shortly before we call EIU.
Yeah, it EIU. Ambrose, I don't know. EIU. What do you think?
Obi. my idea be a one kakra.
Aden.
The Okoe-Boye say. The Okoe-Boye say.
Oh, what is that? The problems now I'm in trouble.
Oh, the Okoe-Boye. Obi.
Yes.
The next parliamentary and presidential elections are due in 2024.
2024, yes.
Under the constitutionally mandated term limits, Nana Akufo-Addo cannot run for a third term. Mr. Mama is reportedly considering whether to run again, but we expect the NDC to seek to revitalize its prospect with a fresh candidate. After 2 terms of MPP government, we expect the NDC to win the 2024 presidential election and gain a small majority in parliament.
In parliament.
Every year, some trouble was you. Saying this is how the John Mama could be our own winning.
And we must seek to revitalize their prospect with a new candidate.
No,
what you just read.
Who be? And I'm saying
no, kind of
Miss Angan
view. Kind of view.
A coin more fast for more this house on the bar say. Say, and this is what the John Mama could be or more winning. Man, I know more for everything. And can't you know economic intelligence is the bad.
Read what you just read.
What do you mean? What do you mean about me?
No problem.
Okay, so the next parliamentary and presidential elections are due in 2024. So what in that?
Yes.
Okay. Under the constitutionally mandated term limits, Mr. Akufo-Addo cannot run for a third term.
Yes.
So the what in
yes.
Mr. Mama is reportedly considering whether to run again.
Yes.
But we expect the NDC to seek. We
expect, of course,
the NDC to seek to revitalize its prospects with a fresh candidate.
Yes.
After the 2 terms of the MPP government, we expect the NDC to win the 2024 presidential election and gain a small majority in parliament. And you hear from an idea where I can say, send this for the John Mama about Omoyini.
But baby, your car say we and when a EIU because the media report no car say EIU no must say
it's not me and I say
and what you read almost say we expect the NDC to revitalize their prospect
but
with a new candidate.
Yes, but Omoah can say NDC the John Mama about Omoyini. It is never in the report. It is my kind report in India. It is never in the report. That kind of thing the media.
But what's your understanding of we expect the NDC to revitalize their prospect with a new candidate? What's
There's a baseline prediction.
Yes.
The baseline prediction is say MPP are 2 terms and Akufo-Addo are 2 terms.
Absolutely.
So what you say?
Yes.
Na nunti we more expect say senior there be no. NDC be win 2024 election.
Absolutely.
With a slim majority in
parliament. Yes.
But one more can say NDC the John Mama ba. Our expectation is say you best say candidate.
Yes.
But one man cause one can say
they almost say candidate now. Ebeboa mama revitalize them a prospect.
But one can say you say candidate you win.
No, say no semantics. The understanding and the meaning you put to it.
No. Read the letter of this one. Don't impugn any other extra meaning into this. And it's hard na media here, you know. Nyame ani me dwene ho a mentiase. You know, I don't get it. One man can say that. From what I have read, and you can get the report and read, they never made any such inference. The Omo can say 8-year term for MPP naso. Yes. Na senya ye nyina enim no. Eya ade a NDC 2024 election by with a slim majority in parliament. One can say man say John Mama enya ade am be it is never true. Ntine obi am fantunity. Me there.
But so Omo ka say we expect say NDC be away with a new candidate. That new candidate cannot be Mahama.
It is their expectation.
Yeah, more expectations.
What is the expectation of the NDC delegates? First of all, what you say, some research we know, and
scientific
research. Yes, a baseline analysis.
Based on observations.
Yes, yeah. I am mostly between 2.5-3 years before every monthly election. Surprisingly, there was another one they did in 2021.
Yes.
Me sure say no who
2021.
So clearly,
if had similarities, baby.
Yes, baby. So, some no media for no can you know. Nyadia, metiasia, But of course, Africa infographics. That's any from. Also, my push beer.
Yes.
Almost chance 2024 election of your mama baby. Almost pitch either Baumia or Alan against John Mahama. And conclude say, send your man why didn't send any mark on John Mama baby. Sir, EIU for reporting. Problem and I'm one when they say wama any opposing person to John Mahama.
Yeah.
But also what I say, that would have helped for a better analysis.
Maybe that might come next year.
Just maybe. So what I say, but clearly, my area NDC muno. My candidate say, EIU credible. Your man can be ano yate yehu. Ye de ane say ye be ye adwuma den e wo fom. Adwuma emu den. So what I say, si ye be di nkunim NDC fo be di nkunim 2024 a enyina MPP so. Ejina adwuma den a ye be ye e wo fom. Nti obi a ye NDC ni na otie me na. Ye ma ye ni na ho na ye mfa odonin kabom enye ye party no. Na yenye adwuma wo from party wini a ye wini nyina no ade a ye dey e wo from so what I say but otherwise clearly omanpanyini John Dramani Mama 2016 ade na Dr. Okoe-Boye man kan fa ebi on dey wan kan bi ba ni pa de na man kan fa John Mama oh John Mama e corrupt ye CDK cry John Mama dia John Mama wa dan wo Dubai ani nsem bebre na John Mama catch the Ghana for say prosperity beba and prosperity has come so soon.
Okay.
And it's all here be a Olusu election almost 800,000 or something in 2016. Now the last election Olusu election by almost 400 or 500,000.
Yes.
Now Obi Jinachenka catch say sani pano de 1 year na yen for before from ran sani ababe sha say aton na Ghana for asa aton ni biwa. And then when him say John Mama na investor of Ghana Medical Center. Why name say John Mama? One no yes interchange. Why name say John Mama? On no hwe sika ye de ye pokuase interchange. Why name say John Mama? A free term e kom pakadan. 365 million euros. June 2016 or hwe India as in bank loan wa ye de yes a railway project no.
Okay.
Why name say John Mama you be a obra no ho ase a ye ka so ye prayer ne keta ase adwiri mu nyi no. Enye sa na tie enye no kre. Enti clearly tembi ameka. Me say apontreni kwanto nsuo hie mu a gwonim se ensuo
Eguma hodo.
Yakopon na man na Akufo Addo ne ba me aban bae. Na me de tambia ameka. Me say eja na kire banki suban. Ada apontreni be wuo no.
You be one tenten.
What you say?
Dr. Okoe-Boye, let me hear you on EIU.
Me better the way I catch you know.
Hey, Ambrose there.
Need too much. I say ja. And I
who banches
Obi. Oh no, promise is powerful. Now Obi, only me not manye too surprised say EIU report no ka say they expect more expectation say NDC to
Asempa FM
24.
And anya me wan so mo kan say so omo say omo revitalize omo. You see, they use the word, there's a need for them to revitalize
their prospects with the new candidates.
Exactly. Who say, yeah, 5 vitamins? Who fast to the member one day. So, big catcher will say, I will say, revitalize. Just say, sa expectation of one. Say, who did the same jam qua? A bet said, I want dinner. Here, and sana, 1 minute is some more expectation. One shana, sa on dinner. Now, and you because Obi. Oh, say report there and baseline and I discussion.
Yeah.
Obi, before the President Akufo Addo be a president, you know, now Ghana ha, usha na your growth rate opportunities na growth rate na akọ from somewhere 14% to it's from South to about 3.5. Now your car obi say growth rate figure no. It reflects in job opportunities. Who say growth will come from? Just say ejuma ehun yedin ewo many sectors. Classical example, a minimal example, Obuasi mines. Otunfo that year commission Obuasi mines. Okasa ema minya goods people. Osi dana na ye 2 mines we mu am Obuasi nyina ho chaba. Me di pejufo bebre kasa ye. Na still omumbie. Ba me ba ho no, me ka kire say wo minim wa che. Na me wo gide say nyame bua wo na ye president a. Obe bibia fa ho. Obi. The point I'm making is because John Mahama and lady o my way are in chair. At time over hono na niamamu sebi nema bebre. Look, I always say that John Mahama is a very nice, handsome person, but the performance ain't yet handsome. You see, it's not about he the man, but it's about the sebi in the economic. Udi o man shani sema ejumano eyana a waiting nimu. Matter what I say. Look. Now, lending rates. Obi a businessman or maybe more. Obisa say Okoe-Boye busia ahi na yeji. JM war no by 2016 obi the average lending rate was at 29-30%. Commercial loan no. Now Bank of Ghana cry now the policy rate and John Dramani was 25.5. The HSA rate at Bank of Ghana this scam other banks or no G 25%. Now or bank I G 25% or no the why. Or mine be a rates and now sir amount ejuma difficult because businessman be and you discuss what create ejuma. Obi and then all the cover road above from kakra. Obi not me EIA report me one am say because Sebi the alternative JM Obi power you know why we had a power crisis. Dr. Baumia was the first person who brought our mind to the fact that
FM.
can you do man normally the first year you say Obi a transformer be a blow and now fourth be a technician be here. Baumia was the first person who drew attention that your power problem Ghanaians is not a technical problem. It's a financial one. And that West African gas CEO no bar Jubilee House make kasa say what two gas no me say wow this man is opening our eyes. Liquidity just sika out bet your more year power no. And na Dr. John Mahama na Eddie Mano. And the question is say EIA report no now say although the NDC looks like Omuwa chance no JM as a candidate because of the history and in the record no because of the record no one shot na eno akọ atia won.
Okay.
Now Obi second thing report no kan no in fact me better report no can say because of inflation rising food prices any agitation in public sector in terms of omu fees and sena niama akọ no and also kan na ama public disaffection akọ report no kan we na Obi Sebi yesi ye de suawa anamu kan say
ye de jawa na ye de aswa.
Exactly. Because your papa President Kufuor and no president no. Even Sebi you too oil on the world market because of Asem na aba no. Sebi oil na ye ba no finished products enye ye na ye. But otu ma obi oye ye papa ni nti obi a ope na akonya no be ka say o mumfa nto no ne tiri so. Me pa cho obi say Maersk Line me bo omudin because madam forbid omu ye juma. Shipping company say what to freight cost from $1,500 obi to about $9,000 ye two adinu mu a although enye Ghana na adinu free no minua na o hwe power no on catch them say asem na aba. So the point is that the liabilities of even global events ebesua ye. But you know what me brand can be say ye promises aye ma Ghanaians and amen ne omaso emu obi before COVID buy no who interviews on lecture be and there's one Issa professor. Or see, let's be frank with ourselves. Ghana was more or less a star in Africa and West Africa here until COVID struck. Only then talk no. Or no, your economist or power. He was telling you how the books look like. Yeah, your mind now your growth rate. I had double what started in 2016. I got from 3.5 to 7 for 3 consecutive years. Obi. Yeah, your mind, Obi. We found the money to pay the fees of all children in high school. Ghana, Obi. Ekofado, Nana Yao, Baumia ya. Some few years ago, they were able to start and make my brother-in-law na me say otu ami ba school fees were taken no. Nicholas, ni mbaba kwa presec. Obi, Ashia me no ka che ni ba no kan say wanya presec a onko school bi anam kan say oh, the oye no de enya ade a wo say onye. Nanso aye the best school in West Africa nti, ma hia nkofo bebre o mukta sa so ba no. Be the Nyaman say na ye kasa no presec. Obi, onim say this my brother-in-law, ni baba ko Archbishop Potter. Obi, free SHS and I cover Korano. I think she's going to the 3rd year. When su free SHS, you know what I want to say? Imagine how this family would have survived with the world events. Sena Sebi, I want you ama no school Korano. Anka was on some to school fees anka. And the point I mean say, na ne kufado and ne odo ye hunyama aye ye hukakano. Nipa obua we nra on sister ye bibinti. And to Obi, the point I want to make is say, I always use the example of a good student. MPP. Nane Kufado any bamyo. O ma eti obi awa bein. Awa ka say law school ama bein. Before me you know make it first class. But unfortunately, yare abo student in the 3rd year. On lectures. On 20 transit. Now Obi, results by no the results na then akofo nipa on pen asem ana o hwehwe bibia gi won ho no obeka say no bi a obeka kire man nyina say o the first class na ebi school eba ni say na results na aye say no obi o kire mu so ya rekra nipa no person beti nkofo kasati say we see obi nothing has happened but the last time you interviewed a University of Ghana lecturer economist or say when was the last time this country closed its borders, its airport for more than 3 months or so? Officer, lecture say when was the last time a Ghana mine stadium you for over 1 year? Bianco Stadium obi a year obi. What do you say? Make up Kumasi na no say say a year value chain na wo be just small in terms of the business in people because Accra there a year no ye continue say na ye suka Accra na ye bi ketu ma ye kofi obi. I realize say who share the activities that line up, even the contribution people give to support the families. Say, wow, all this was closed for more than 1 year. Obi, me jitu obi a oye rentals every year oye caterer obi niama mbedi. Nipa ope na nadu akoni aje no. Obeka say, hey, say no. Who renting ama? Say who bre obi. And no one no dey akoni. Uchemu say COVID na ba say for COVID no dem etu che. Meaning nkofo bebre a omo si na energy na wakobo busa na so mo vaccine obi vaccine na ya wono deployment fee 10 Ghana cedis per dose Ghana service or your average 10 Ghana cedis for each vaccine and yet the cost of a dollar nipa no the world allowance. What I want to say is that we had to do expenditures to make sure all of us we live obi now economy is catch up with me kai be o dey so show no and about 2 o'clock they say me cost stage my obi I was say me just kakra because you about 2 na me ma drink kwass empa na I say dem ayira no obi ready economy is catch you say obi o friend no when we talk about COVID or see both the empirical evidence and the theory says that when you are in a crisis build debts and save lives. You have the option of holding on to your media deficit and lose lives, or you go and build it. And you be in this in your power no on can say debt no yet. The other can say debt na a cost you. But I said I don't want to focus too much in the past. EIU, I see they have to revitalize if they are changing mama because among him say although Sebio the Ekosiisen we are see can sort of be like they want to favor one. Mama's record is something that Ghanaians have not forgotten. Quickly, let me learn by saying that Obi, between now and 2024, me what GDA said when the inflows sky whether I have that faith, says cannot start here back. Now Obi, a Greek. You care about production, fertilizers. That's what can say fertilizer. Fertilizer. I say a bimu kakra obi. Ni na ye ejina o fiscal sika okita obi. When the inflow starts coming, then yakupa dom honorable free agriculture minister. You try to scan bebre. Not to have fertilizers now. They also give to the farmers. Once the farmers apply, yield will improve. There will be growth there. School feeding. If inflows are better, now you push it Madam Kwashiga, the payments will go. Obi contractors here. If Miami offer, and you may offer me chow, honorable Makwata, you be a program for say yes, Kadaba Obi, now offer Amakwata Scabebria, or bet you have more contractors. Obi. The point I'm making is that going forward, as our revenue situation is better, I bet you near mama. Ejuma akọtun na obi you go gidi say by the time we do 2024 na EIU omu expectations no na because of nyama ya atononamo etu no na Ghana for ni je ewe ho no akọsu kama na me gidi so say jema na you friend say NDC be ba na omu di jam no ba na boa ama the EIU kan no ama sa omu expectations say NDC be no na no so atonso na obi like Dr. Baumia Kano. When Dr. Baumia Ekufado Dr. Baumia were in opposition, yeah, Omaya na Kania Edi. The difference between their performance and JM is like light and day. And the one I like to use is the most powerful one. Before Dr. Baumia mobile, now mobile money, the value of all money that moves is 78 billion. Today is about 978 billion. Obi, Osho performance, they are all handsome men, JM and Baumia. But when it comes to performance, Baumia is more handsome than JM.
Dr. Bernardo Okoe-Boye in the and Kano. Ambrose, I was there upon.
Just one.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah.
You see, and the credit I say almost superior economic record. You 18 indicators I did share economy is more than but your key ones are use. Lending rate don't come up here, you know, say superior to the inferior to the other ones. Why? Yeah, but say a debt to the GDP of 56% on a rebased economy. They say yeah, about 81%. Still on the same rebate economy of 2018. So I say, I don't know, I say, yes, it didn't appreciate 12% in 2016. In 2019, it did as much as 14%. This time, it's around 20%. And the bad economic indicators, and the MPP, on the bank NDC, OPPM. So I say, October, John Mama a press conference after the Supreme Court election. No, catch a Ghana for say, yeah, in West African gas pipeline, you may be a new moody. Perhaps maybe Arab, Obekaya. Into my dooms for him. But I don't want to do so by. But the investment ABC dooms for Amoah by 2015. I don't want to do so. You see, a fact that your mama and a record here, I don't know. Say, I don't quite election here candidate in your say, I was some more bomb. And I'm a so clearly that claim name before making is never right.
Okay.
Ghana for to Obama MPP. Ghana for the country to Obama. And almost say, now almost a sound market. 8 years after, Omo say no papa na ye say no kra no say na oye papa che Akufo. Ye wote ni mapa. Say ye be ye adwuma den, ye be kan ho abom. Na 2024 do a enkunimide be ye de amre ni most of the things I work can I would like to leave them for another. During the time now from most of Africa. Ubeka during the 1980s adjustment. Near Africa na the star economic people. Edi anga na agye me da atwam. Dr. Okoe-Boye nye bi ni nya de okay. So that here. The star economic people of Africa da. Ya gye atumo wi ase afa na nya da. So that here. Standard factors no keka ho. Dey na na so che adum so. I mean dey pa, dey cut directly to industry no keka ho. The economy gina na so. Sika bebre ba amonya, oya fu sika amonya, bisia bebre amabo na sika bebre ye hunu de mai. And clearly, the you can say, I mean, that's it. And this is betting kunima after 8 years of we say. Now, so Omokaze Bia, but your mama can be losing the same amount of money. And Nadia Omokaza,
Ambrose, Menso Medasi, I mean, Shaw, Ambrose, former DCE, Upper Dintra West, and he was parliamentary candidate in that same constituency for the NDC in the 2016 elections. Samuel Brian Boabin says, Obi, per the fact and data available, Mr. Mahama performed poorly. He mismanaged the economy. We should even amend the constitution and allow Mr. Mahama run with a popular president like Barack Obama. Still, he will lose 2024. He still doesn't have what it takes to lead. We shall never return to servitude. Brian Boabin. We said, good evening, Obi. Please congratulate my brother Okoe-Boye for me on his new appointment. He deserves it. Eric Ejay, the Deputy Communications Officer of the NDC in the Bono region. Eric Ejay in the no Abba. Let me say a very big good evening and welcome to Ghana to my friend Pastor Oliver Afrifa Ando Kesson, a resident minister, Church of Pentecost, Northampton District in the UK. Reverend Oliver Afrifa Ando Kesson, welcome to Ghana and good evening to you. District pastor Northampton District, Church of Pentecost in the United Kingdom. Ekosiisen to me.